Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Studio K, Paula's Kitchen. It is episode 7 of season 3 already. We have 30 of these on our channel. This is number 31. It has come to my attention that we have never featured a pork main dish in all the recipes that we've made. We are going to correct that today with a wonderful main dish meal featuring pork chops. It is still well over 100 here in the Las Vegas Valley, but it is September and we're ever hopeful that fall could be around the corner one day soon, and it may be where you are. This is a savory and wonderful, flavorful dish called pork pot orange. Let's look what's in it. First of all, the star attraction, some beautiful thick, fresh pork chops. We are going to layer those with some sweet onion, orange slices, and fresh yams. Yum! We're going to make a sauce and flavoring out of orange and lemon juice, salt and pepper. We're going to thicken it with cornstarch and of course some brown sugar for some wonderful layered flavors. I love putting brown sugar and orange juice together with pork. So I'm excited to try this dish. Full disclosure, I have never made this. I've made pork with brown sugar and orange before, but not this recipe. Looking forward to this one dish meal. Come on, let's cook. Here we are at Cooking Central, but before I get started, just a quick shout out. I'm wearing my Shetland puffin apron. Look at these puffins, how adorable. This is from my friend Stephanie. It was handmade for me by a friend of hers up in Shetland. I love it. All right, off camera, I took my pork chops and trimmed the fat off of them. The recipe calls for 6 1-inch thick chops. My grocery store had 5, so we're making 5. Also off camera, I took one of my oranges and I just did a little bit of shaving it to get some orange peel. My recipe is going to call for that a little bit later. So a couple of other prep steps that we're going to do right now before we get going. That is to make some onion slices and some orange slices that are going to go on our chops. So let me set this aside. Grab another clean cutting board and let's do the fresh orange first. I need 5 slices because each one is going to have a slice of orange on top of the chop. So I have a serrated knife, which I think is going to work best for me. So let me see if I can get 6 nice thin slices of orange. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the onion. I'm going to make slices and I have a non-serrated knife for that. So again, I need 1 for each chop. So let me just get that going there. All right, good enough. Now, let me set all this aside. Let me get out my big saucepan and we're gonna get browning our chops. Got my best Brevere saucepan out. Let's get going. The original recipe says to rub some of the pork fat in the pan. I just use olive oil, just easier. So let me get my fire started. Got a medium. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in my pan. And this is really simple. The first steps, we're going to brown the chops slowly on both sides. So not a lot going on with this step. It's really just your typical browning. Look at this beauty. That is a gorgeous pork chop. Very much looking forward to these, and there's 2 actual simmers in this recipe, so it's a low and slow. I'm thinking the whole thing might take a total of 2 hours to make. We'll see. All right, my beautiful these all happen to be boneless pork chops, so my beautiful boneless chops are in the pan. I'm going to brown these slowly on one side. We'll flip them and do the salt and pepper. So stay tuned. Well, hey, you'll see that I'm going to insert a little clip right now. I turned the chops for the first time when they were slightly browned, and I used that salt and pepper mixture. Now I'm going to turn them again because the other side is brown. And I have another little container of the salt and pepper. Again, that's 3/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 teaspoon pepper, fresh ground. So I'm going to salt and pepper the back side. And then my instructions say to go ahead and pour off the excess fat. So there's a little bit of olive oil in the pan. I'm just going to pour that off. I've got a handy Pyrex right here to do that. I'm actually going to turn my fire off for a moment because I need to do a little bit of prep. So let me get rid of the oil. Just a little bit, not much. All right, we're going to set that aside for a moment. Now's when we start layering the flavors. So first up, those onion slices that I prepared a little bit ago. I'm going to grab those and I'm going to place one on top of each chop. And actually, since the chops are smaller than the onions, I'm going to take some of those outer layers off to make them fit better. There's a perfect fit right there. And that one as well. Well, we'll take that layer off. Wow. All right. There's my sweet onions. Done. Next, I need to prepare a little bit of sauce to saute this. I'm sorry, we're going to simmer it actually for about 30 minutes. So let's put that together now. I have some things staged. First of all, I need a half a cup of water. So I measured that out. And I also need a third of a cup of the orange juice. Let me do that. And I need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Then I need a third cup of brown sugar. And my orange peel, my teaspoon of orange peel that I prepared earlier, we're going to drop that in as well. And a little bit more salt. This is a half a teaspoon more of salt, and that is everything. So this is a, I guess we'll call it sort of a marinade. We'll see how this goes. Like I said, I know from experience that orange and brown sugar do wonders for pork when you simmer it. So I'm very much looking forward to this flavor combination. Let's pour this over our chops and our onions. And I'm gonna turn the fire back on and we are going to simmer that for 30 minutes. Get my fire going again. Let's hope it lights quicker. Or not. There it goes. All right. Instructions say cover and simmer 30 minutes. It doesn't say bring to a boil, so I'm not going to. We're going to put my lid on and I'm going to double check my watch. It's about 12:30. So by your watch, we'll see at 1 o'clock. 30 minutes or so have gone by and my pork chops have been bubbling away gently. Let's peel off the lid and see what we got. Looks like the onions have softened and probably imparted flavor into those chops. Next step, we are going to grab each one of these chops and take them out of the pan for just a moment. While you were away, I took 2 pounds of yams or sweet potatoes, whatever your grocery store happens to have. I peeled those and sliced them into 1/2-inch slices. And those are going in this delicious orange, lemon, brown sugar juice. So here are my yams. 2 pounds is a lot. That actually was 4 yams, but look how it's filling up my pan. So I think I might want to just spoon this juice over top of these before I put the chops back on, just to make sure they're all wet, you know? Get some of this goodness, because next up we're going to do a 45-minute simmer, and that's when our dish is basically going to be done. So just want to wet these all down. I have to say, I'm really looking forward to this. As you know, sweet potatoes also go great with brown sugar and orange. So I just have a feeling this is going to be packed with great flavor. Back on top go the chops. Boy, they are already looking very tender. We're going to be able to cut these things with a butter knife, I have a feeling, by the time... Oops, I flipped it. So, on top of each chop, then, go my orange slices. So here we go with the oranges that we sliced up earlier. Alrighty, folks. That's all she wrote. 45 minutes. Let me put the lid back on. And these babies are going to simmer. Then all we'll do at the end is a quick thickening of this juice with some cornstarch and water, and we will be rolling. But meanwhile, let's have some fun. Who wants this? We had 2 of them made when we did the Paula's Kitchen caricature, and they've been sitting in my closet. They're not doing me any good. I'd like to give them away. If you want one of these 2 beautiful Paula's Kitchen aprons, just leave a comment on the video or Facebook, Instagram, wherever you happen to be, and tell us you want it. And we will do a drawing on the weekend. We'll pick a winner, or 2 winners, I should say. Alrighty, 45 minutes through the magic of YouTube video. It's gonna go like that. Just as I promised, 45 minutes went by, and let's take a look at what our 1-dish meal is looking like. So these sweet potatoes look beautiful, and our oranges and onions, I know, have given our pork chops an amazing flavor. So let's finish this dish off. I'm going to again take my chops out, and then I am also to remove the sweet potatoes because we're going to thicken this juice. So let me just pull these out with a slotted spoon. So this is quite a generous meal for the family, and I just am going to make some green beans for a side dish and for some color, and we're going to call it good. Now for thickening, very, very simple. I've got a 1/4 cup of cold water here, and I've added 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and that is going to go in to my sauce in the pan. I'm going to turn my fire up a little bit higher than simmer to a little bit more like medium. We're going to bring this to a boil, and I'm going to boil and thicken my juice for just 1 minute once it boils, and then it goes on top of this beautiful pan full of dinner. Once we do that, we're going to be at the table. Just a couple minutes later, and this is thickening up into a little bit more like a sauce, and I think we are about ready to pour this over top of our pork and sweet potatoes. And I'm just going to pour this over top. Remember, it's flavored with orange and lemon juice and brown sugar, so it's got a sweet component to it. Wow. That's a really nice presentation. Let me show you in the overhead camera. Take a look at that. Let's eat. Ladies and gentlemen, we have liftoff. Here we are at our favorite spot. What do you think? Dale, you've been smelling this for 2 hours. What do you think?
It smells terrific. I can't wait to eat it. This was a lot of work.
This was, well, there was a lot of wait time in between. It's not that it's hard to do, but there's a lot of wait time. And we just made some buttered green beans for a side dish because I'm all about color.
Yeah, well, I think it's all coming through on the overhead camera down there.
All right, come on, let's take a bite.
Should I try it?
I'm hoping these are super tender, and I did spoon some of that sauce over top of it for flavor, and there is more in the pan.
Oh, that's tender.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let me cut a smaller piece. I don't want to be chewing too much for you guys.
That one didn't have no juice. Make that one with a little juice.
I love pork with orange and brown sugar. That is really, really good. Oh, I got to try a sweet potato.
Oh, that juice, what do you call that? A sauce?
I'll call it a sauce, yeah. Orange juice, lemon juice, brown sugar. Wow. And those potatoes are melt in your mouth, tender, really, really good.
Oh, Thanksgiving.
It is. They remind me of Thanksgiving. It's the orange and the brown sugar. Hey, well done. Oh, we are doing this on Sunday afternoon, so this is our Sunday dinner, and we are really going to enjoy it. Cheers to Paula's Kitchen, episode 31 in the can.
We were talking about that. Do you believe we've done 31 of these? My gosh.
And that's not counting the ones that were in the Christmas specials.
And we're actually talking today about getting maybe a guest star in
Yeah, maybe having a guest in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I bet there are a few of you out there that would be willing.
Yeah, maybe somebody if we could find somebody. But we want to do that. And also, don't forget about the contest.
Yeah, the apron contest. Let us know if you're interested in one of those two cute Paula's Kitchen aprons. Thanks for being with us. If you're into pork chops, these are good.
If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button. And I think we said just about everything, right?
We did. Thanks for being with us on Paula's Kitchen.
Hope you had a good time. Bye-bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.